Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In the book of Revelation, in chapter 2 and 3, we have these seven letters to the churches. And three of the letters have a similar theme, at least in connection to the things that the Lord had against these churches. And it all kind of falls back to becoming lackadaisical and spiritually sluggish. The church in Ephesus had left their first love. The church at Sardis had become dead, and the church at Laodicea had become lukewarm. And so that they basically become sluggish. They weren't really accomplishing what they should have been accomplishing because they had forsaken zeal for the Lord and for the work of the kingdom. And this teaches us that this is a very real problem, and this is something that we can fall into if we're not careful. When it comes to the spiritual life, it's much like boiling water. As a matter of fact, in Romans chapter 12, the Apostle Paul instructs us to be fervent in spirit. And that word fervent means boiling over. And like boiling water, it has to continually be heated. If you boil water and then you just leave it there, sitting there, eventually it'll become lukewarm. And it won't become hot anymore, and it won't be moving and active anymore. And the spiritual life is like that. If we think, well, because a few days ago I did my daily reading, a few days ago I spent time with the Lord, a few days ago I was doing this or doing that and being engaged in spiritual activities, that somehow today that's going to carry over, and somehow I'm still going to be fervent spiritually. Well, that's like leaving that pot of water and leaving it off the heat and expecting it to still be active and still be boiling. When it comes to the spiritual life, we have to continually feed our spirits. We have to continually turn up the heat. We got to continually feed the energy to our spirits by spending time with the Lord, reading His Word, worshiping the Lord continually, drawing close to the Lord, doing the things that we've talked about in this group, and allowing those things to continue on and continue to stir us up on the inside so that we can then be active members in the kingdom, fruitful in the kingdom and serving the Lord. And as we're closing out this year, the temptation might be, well, I've read through the book and read through the Bible in 2021, so I'm good. I've already read through the Bible. I checked that off of my bucket list, and now I don't have to read the Bible every day anymore. But if we're going to remain alive spiritually, and if we're going to remain fervent spiritually, if we're going to allow our hearts to boil over, or our spirits to boil over, we got to continue to feed it. So as we get into 2022, it ought to be that we still commit to God's word, and we still continue to feed ourselves on God's word, to allow God's word to stir us up spiritually so that we can remain focused and continue to do the work of the Lord, continue to build ourselves up spiritually, continue to be engaged in love and good works, continue to love the Lord with all of our heart, all of those things, and God's word can help us do that. So let's, as we read chapter 2 or in chapter 3 today in the book of Revelation, let's take this to heart and see this as a warning to us, that we too can fall into the trap of becoming either people who have left our first love, or who have become dead in a sense, or have become lukewarm. We don't want to have any of that as a description of ourselves spiritually, but we want to be full of zeal, boiling over fervently in spirit, and being focused and being centered on the Lord each and every day. So with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.